I'm Tony Preckwinkle, Chair of the Cook County Democratic Party. I'd like to welcome you to the 80, our podcast about the Cook County Democratic Party, its leaders, and its future. We're beginning the podcast by interviewing our elected Democratic Committee people to discuss their backgrounds and thoughts about the history, as I said, and the future of our party. Today, I'd like to welcome Ted Mason. Ted Mason, thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks for having me, Madam Chair.
All right, let me ask you a little bit about the part of the county that you represent, Elk Grove. Help us out.
Sure. So I represent Elk Grove Township, which is up in the northwest corner of Cook County. To our west is Schaumburg Township, East Main Township, and it is a township that is trending blue every election cycle, and we're doing the work to elect more Democratic legislators.
Now, my understanding is this is a part of the county that used to be pretty firmly Republican, but over time, especially more recent time, it's been trending purple, if not blue. What's going on there?
Yeah, we still joke that we go to Democrat doors and they say, "Don't tell my name or I'm a Democrat." And we show them the walk list and there's Democrats all down their block. So I think but over the last few election cycles, we've turned almost all of our state legislators are now Democrats. We have a slightly difficult corner of the township we're still working on, but all state Democratic legislators, congressional representatives, and we're working to build up our bench by getting some good progressives elected to local offices.
Well, thank you for that good work. How did you get involved in politics, Ted?
So I was not involved at all until I took a class senior year of my high school, half macroeconomics, half political science. Macroeconomics probably was not the best half a year of my life, but I took political science and fell in love with it immediately. And I knew that was something I would have to do with my life.
All right. So you graduated in 2009. You got a master's degree.
My undergrad, 2009.
2009, right? And then you got a master's degree.
Yes. Yeah. So the economy tanked in 2008. So we stayed and got our master's degree.
This was your response to the Depression. Is that what you're saying? All right. So you work now for Commissioner Kevin Morrison. How did that come about?
So I've worked pretty much my entire adult life for elected officials. I started with State Senator Toy Hutchinson, and I worked up to her chief of staff in her state office. I switched over and I was director of outreach for Congressman Raja Krishnamurthy for his first term in office, so for 2 years. And then I was able to switch over and be chief of staff for Commissioner Morrison. So it's a great office. I love the work I do, enacting legislation and helping with constituents, and leading a team of 4 people that are really trying to make a difference here in the county.
All right, good. We really appreciate that. What do you see that we need to be doing here at the Democratic Party in Cook County and then nationally in order to strengthen our party?
Well, I think nationally we were overall very happy with the election results. Obviously, we won the presidency and barely won the Senate and kept the House of Representatives. But when you look down at the details, President Trump won more votes than I think a lot of us were thinking or hoping he would. I think there were some Senate races that we probably could have won that we didn't, as well as we lost some House of Representatives seats. So I think that we just need to do a better job of possibly talking to voters and explaining the issues that we care about and why they should matter to them.
So you think it's we need to focus on communicating better to our voters?
I think we need to definitely communicate better, continue walking door to door when it's safe to do so, and just really trying to spread our message, not just in election years, but even now when people aren't thinking about elections.
Okay. What do you hope will come out of the Biden-Harris administration?
Well, I think being one of the younger members of the Central Committee.
Yes, I think you're second.
I'll take it. Yes. I think global warming is the biggest threat to
climate change.
All of us. Climate change, yes. I hope to be on this earth for quite a few more years. I've got 3 young kids that I hope that we are doing the right thing for, so they don't have to worry about it when they finally understand what's going on. And I think if we don't act now, I hope it's not too late. We really need to start moving on that issue.
So you've got 3 young children. How do you manage this?
It's a balancing act. Yes.
All right. Climate change. Besides climate change, I realize that that's the issue for you.
Yes.
But what, besides climate change, what do you hope will be accomplished in Washington in the next 4 years?
I mean, I think we could talk all day about that. I think income inequality is one of the biggest issues as well. I think we've seen time and time again that giving tax breaks to multimillionaires and billionaires, probably not the best thing for our economy. It doesn't actually help lift the middle and the lower class up. So I think focusing on income inequality, I think we've seen a lot of work being done around criminal justice reform that hasn't been talked about as much as it should have in the past. I think we're starting to catch up on that front a little bit. And I hope that the Biden administration can do something about our immigration system. And I mean, hopefully, at the very least, not lock kids in cages anymore. I think there's a lot of work that can be done with that.
So in addition to climate change, addressing income inequality, criminal justice reform, and immigration,
Definitely.
those are tremendous challenges. And, we remain hopeful. But, what is challenging to me is that the president and his team are having to work to marshal support for their rescue plan for the economy. And since that's the obvious thing that needs to be done, the other things that you and I might hope to see from Washington are clearly more problematic.
Absolutely. And I think you see just how divided the Senate still is. We got a lot of work to do even on our own side to pass some of this legislation that we care so much about.
Right. What advice do you have? You're one of our younger committee people. What advice do you have for young people who are interested in politics in our county?
I mean, I would say just dive right in. There are people out there looking for you, whether that's a Democratic organization or a nonprofit or whatever most interests you. People want volunteers. They're looking for help. So volunteer. You don't have to give up a whole day to help out someone. If it's a few hours, if it's half an hour, people will work with whatever you have. And so sign up for whatever cause is most important to you and really help. Yeah.
I give similar advice to young people. If you want to know what politics is like, work in a campaign,
Right.
and as you say, you don't have to be a full-time person. You can do a couple hours a week and kind of get a taste of it. And if you like it, surely the commitment level will probably ramp up, but at least it's an introduction. So that's a good thing.
There's no campaign out there that will tell somebody you're not volunteering enough and we don't want you. So
Right.
if you show up, they will use you. They will love the help.
That's true. Well, is there any question I haven't asked you that you'd like to share with us?
Sure, just that we are very proud of the work we're doing here in Elk Grove Township. Like I've mentioned, that we've won a bunch of state legislative races. We have our first Democratic nominee for Township trustee in over 20 years, at least 20 years. We have a Democrat running for Township trustee. So the tides are turning out here. We still have a lot of work to do to communicate with voters, but change is happening, and we're really proud of it.
This is a part of the county that, as I said earlier, has historically been pretty much solidly Republican. So we're grateful to you for your good work. We appreciate it, and thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair. I appreciate it.
All right.